Welcome to the best and worst of NFL Week 12. I'm Brandon Perna, and my advice is do not interrupt an NFL official while he's announcing penalties.
Personal foul number 13, that penalty is declined. Excuse me, thank you. During the play.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, thank you.
What the hell happened in sports this weekend? Mike Tyson and Roy Jones hugged their way to a draw. Nate Robinson got knocked out by Jake Paul. The 49ers will host 2 home games from Arizona. The Lions finally fired Matt Patricia. My Denver Broncos were forced to activate a wide receiver from the practice squad to start at quarterback. And the Chargers can't close out a game to save their life. Oh, that last one is actually standard operating procedure. Today, we will cycle through the best and worst of the football weekend and hand out the prestigious BDP Awards. The Broncos Saints recap is already live on this channel. You can check it out. That's good, sports. Hey, are you looking to make a bad decision that won't cost you anything? Subscribe to my stupid football YouTube channel. Today's episode is sponsored by GetRoman.com/thatsgood. When we think about health, usually the first thing that comes to mind is diet and exercise. And while those are important, a healthy sex life should never be put on the back burner just because of erectile dysfunction. GetRoman.com/thatsgood can help ED with their discreet process where a healthcare professional will work with you to find the best treatment plan. No longer shall you feel the need to make an excuse like, I'm too tired, I had a long day at work, or I accidentally left my penis at the grocery store. Again. So use my link in the description to get $15 off your first order of ED treatment, a free online visit, and free 2-day shipping. That's GetRoman.com/thatsgood for $15 off your first order. GetRoman.com/thatsgood. All I ask is that if Roman helps you, you say, now that's good, when looking down proudly at your erection. Worst? The Dallas Cowboys calling this fake punt on a 4th and 10 deep in their own territory only to get slaughtered by the Damn. The one time I really want to make a Cowboys and Indians joke, I am left with football team. Best. Another poor showing on Turkey Day and the Lions finally decided to fire Matt Patricia. And God bless you Lions fans. Detroit loyalists donated to the Deshaun Watson Foundation to show their love for him helping getting Matt Patricia fired in $13 increments for Matt Patricia's 13 wins and 29 losses, raising just over $1,000 for Watson's charity. Watson has been damn near perfect the last month with 8 touchdowns and 0 picks, doing it all without an offensive line or any running backs. He had 318 yards and 4 touchdowns on Thanksgiving with a near perfect 150 passer rating. Then we've got Chargers Bills. Worst. Justin Herbert set more impressive passing records in another loss, joining Andrew Luck with 6 300-yard passing games as a rook, and Patrick Mahomes for reaching 3,000 passing yards in his first 10 career games. Worst again, Chargers not covering Dawson Knox in the back of the end zone. Much like Josh Allen, LA simply forgot Dawson Knox was there. That was Knox's first touchdown catch of the year. Best, prayer works. Saturday night before bed, I said, Dear Lord, oh Lord, please me with a Cole Beasley passing TDZ. And after seeing him throw a touchdown, I kind of wish he was the Broncos quarterback Sunday. Worst, Josh Allen getting flagged for spinning a football. That's literally his job, NFL officials, to spin it. Taunting remains the dumbest foul in the NFL. It's almost as bad as the Bills' ability to defend the Hail Mary. And like leaving San Diego for LA, the Chargers are simply too good at trading beauty for a buzzkill. After that Hail Mary, they botched their goal line situation. They run the ball on 1st and goal without any timeouts, and then QB sneak it with 3 seconds left in the game, and Anthony Lynn is now on the hot seat in all Chargers fans' eyes. Titans Colts, worst. As soon as I believe in old Philly Rivers and the Colts, they let King Henry dethrone them and take the lead in the AFC South. And honestly felt more like a disembowelment than a dethroning as Henry gashed them for 3 tutties and 178 rushing yards. Best? A.J. Brown scored a very nice 69-yard touchdown and then iced the cake after he returned an onside kick for a touchdown to give Tennessee 45 points against what was a very good Colts defense. Worst, the Colts' Matthew Adams tweeting this the night before the game: "When I retire from the NFL, I'm picking up the boxing gloves." And then getting ejected from that game for throwing hands. Unlike Nate Robinson, Adams was able to knock himself out of the competition while also avoiding becoming an instant meme. But like Robinson, I'm not entirely sure Adams even landed a punch here. And leaving one sport known for CTE only to take punches to the face in another sport seems like a bad life plan. Panthers Vikings, best. The number 1 threat to Justin Herbert winning Offensive Rookie of the Year is another Justin Jefferson and his dirty moves off the line of scrimmage. If 2020 is the year of Justins, please, for the love of God, stop naming your kid Justin. Jefferson had 2 touchdowns in this game, and shout out to Olabisi Johnson for leading the Vikings with 74 receiving yards. Olabisi is a very safe name for your child, and 7 is definitely Kirk Cousins' lucky number as 4 of his ball catchers finished with 7 receptions each. Best? Eric Kendricks picked off his former teammate Teddy Bridgewater in the red zone. That's the 2nd straight game with an interception for the linebacker. And 3rd on the season, best, Chad Beebe redeemed himself after a muffed punt by scoring the game-winning touchdown with 48 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Chad, of course, is Don Beebe's son, and that's a family that never quits. The Panthers did have a chance to win, but Joey Sly missed from 54 yards by a mere 25 yards. It was almost like the Vikings turned the AC on full blast right before that kick. Giants Bengals, best. After a late game push, the G-men held on with a game-sealing strip sack to take 1st place in the NFC East. Before Thursday, the Eagles were in 1st place, then Washington won and took 1st place, and then finally, the weekend ended with the Giants on top at 4-7. And not since watching my 8-year-old son's soccer game have I seen more losers pretending to be in 1st place than the NFC East.
Excuse me, thank you.
Cards Pats, worst. Gunnar Olszewski having a punt return touchdown called back because the NFL thinks blocking someone towards your own end zone should always be a blindside block penalty. The Pats did get redemption as Cam drew a late hit call on their final drive for the win. Worst, Cam Newton and Kyler Murray's performance in this game. The 2 QBs combined for 3 interceptions, much like Taysom Hill and Kendall Hinton, and Cam threw for 84 yards in a win. I hate this because the Patriots, by beating the Cardinals, helped the Buccaneers in the NFC wildcard race. What are you thinking, Bill? Looks like you're playing fucking checkers now instead of chess. Queen's Gambit. Feels like the DeAndre Hopkins Hail Mary was yesterday, and somehow the Cards have lost 2 games since then. Dolphins Jets. Here we go. It's the Benchwarmer Player of the Week, brought to you by BenchwarmerBrew.com. My fucking coffee. But the award is going to the only guy who came off the bench and got a win, Ryan Fitzpatrick Magic. Trubisky lost, Glennon lost, hell, even Sam Darnold, who has been on the injury bench, lost, and threw 2 picks. So the honor goes to the trim-bearded Ryan Fitzmagic. Mike Glennon, to his credit, played well in the loss, 235 yards and 2 TDs, but my coffee is for fucking closers.
Coffee's for closers only. You think I'm fucking with you?
And Fitz, 275 yards, 2 TDs, got the dub, gets to involuntarily promote my beans. Browns Jaguars. Baker Mayfield, heading into week 12, had gone 3 straight games without throwing a touchdown or an interception. So my best, Baker. throwing a touchdown pass to Jarvis Landry. An impressive, low, outside ball only Landry could grab in the end zone. Jarvis would finish with 143 receiving yards and a touchdown. Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb combined for their now patent 200 yards rushing, and the Browns win. Best, Browns chief of staff, became the first female position coach in the NFL when she filled in for tight ends coach Drew Petzing, who was with his wife as she was giving birth this weekend. This is a crazy sign of progress in the NFL that A coach is allowed to miss a game for the birth of a child, and B, be replaced for the game by a woman. This would have been the most controversial thing to happen about 15 years ago in the league. Worst, I'll never let an NFL official measure my penis. If this isn't a first down, they certainly would not give me the courtesy of rounding up to a full 6 inches. Raiders, Falcons. There are no worsts when the Raiders lose by 37 to a 3-7 team. John Gruden said before the game that the Falcons were the best 3-7 team ever. And boy, did he prove it. Best-ish? Josh Jacobs hit Darqueze Dennard harder than the COVID protocols hit the Broncos QB depth chart. Best? This was Deion Jones' 5th pick six in 5 seasons. So basically, if he plays another 5 years, he'll be tied with our dear friend of the show, Aqib Talib. And he's a linebacker. Best, the Raiders committed 11 penalties and 5 turnovers in this game. Pretty abysmal effort in a game they needed, but also comforting to know that no matter where they move, they're the same damn Raiders. The Arizona 49ers versus the Rams. Best, after being pent up for weeks, we got to see Richard Sherman explode back into the spotlight as he beat Goff right away with an interception. Overall, the 49ers defense had a day. They picked off Goff twice, forced a fumble against him, and Javon Kinlaw definitely gets a worst for this leap into the end zone as he returned a pick for the 6. Worst, Jalen Ramsey jumped offside on the potential game-winning kick. Oh no! Which got Robbie Gould 5 yards closer on a kick that he nailed to win the game, and the 49ers sweep the Rams. Then we had Chiefs Bucks. Worst? Tyreek Hill really tweeted this. Just know good things happen to good people. Oh no! What's more ironic, this tweet or Hill giving the universal sign for peace when scoring touchdowns? What's next? O.J. Simpson teaching knife-handling safety courses? Worst, witnessing the Chiefs beat Tom Brady, for me, is like watching my mom cheat on my dad with John Elway. Part of me is like, good for you, Mom, that's my hero. And the other part of me is like, I wish we were still a family. Mahomes finished with 462 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Best, Chris Jones doing what we all want to do, yelled directly at Tom Brady just inches away from his face. Jones was so close, he could actually see the Botox injection points on Tom's stupid face. Best, seeing Brady watch another quarterback get the Brady treatment by the officials, which is probably like seeing yourself being replaced at work in slow motion. Bears-Packers, best, the Packers got their 100th win against the Bears on Sunday night, and it was the easiest 100th win any team has ever earned over another franchise. Best, Aaron Rodgers also became the 11th player in NFL history to throw for 50,000 yards, and he did it on his final passing touchdown of the night. And don't tell the MVP voters, but Rodgers is on pace for 49 touchdown passes this year, despite Green Bay's total indifference towards getting him any receivers. And now, the prestigious Big Dick Player Award, starting with quarterback. As much as I'd like to give Kendall Hinton Big Dick quarterback because he doesn't even play quarterback, he's probably more worthy of a Big Dick Walter Payton Man of the Week award. And yes, Walter Payton was packing. They show it in the uncut version of Brian's song. But Kirk Cousins is getting my Big Dick quarterback for Week 12 because he proved he can still win without a dominant performance from Dalvin Cook. Captain Kirk threw for over 300, 3 touchdowns, and no picks on 45 attempts. Most importantly, he drove down the field and tossed the game winner to Chad Beebe, who was filling in for Adam Thielen. Running back, Derrick Henry, Antonio Gibson, Jarrett Patterson are all sharing the Big Dick Ball Carrier award this week. Henry, for obvious reasons, 178 yards and 3 touchdowns in a win. Antonio Gibson made his official claim for Rookie Running Back of the Year, scoring 3 touchdowns of his own on Thanksgiving. Gibson has a staggering 11 rushing touchdowns behind only Big Dick veterans Derrick Henry and Dalvin Cook. But the guy I was really excited to talk about isn't even in the NFL. I'm talking about Buffalo University's Jarrett Patterson, who ran for 409 rushing yards and 8 touchdowns, an FBS record in the Bulls' 70-41 win over Kent State. Okay, I guess I'm legally obligated to mention that Tyreek Hill was probably the best wide receiver in the NFL this weekend. Hill finished with an insane 269 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns, but out of respect for my wife and child, I will just forego giving anyone the Big Dick Receiver Award this week. The Big Dick is a privilege, not a right. And finally, defender. Joey Bosa had a tremendous 3-sack game in a loss, but Panthers rookie safety Jeremy Chin made history in the span of just 2 plays, returning a fumble for a touchdown on 2 consecutive defensive snaps. This is the first time in the Super Bowl era a player has recovered 2 fumbles, 4 touchdowns in a game, and Chin did it on back-to-back plays. Not to mention 13 tackles in the game for good measure. The Panthers lost, but it's never been easier for a Jeremy to keep his chin up. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on the tubes. And if you want to check out what a football game looks like without any quarterbacks, my Broncos Saints review of just a shit show of a game is on the screen now.